What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of the Celebrity Junk. So, guys, I really want to talk about Candace Owens, because Candace Owens is really on her Pookie stuff. She is going after the Jewish community, Zionists. I really don't get into all of that. And she's been really inviting people onto the platform that share similar sentiments. People like Tristan Tate, Andrew Tate, even people that have been banned off the platform, like Alex Jones. I mean, she's going like ridiculously crazy after getting off the Daily Wire, okay? And if she's not careful, despite her success, Candace Owens is going to be the next person to get deplatformed. All right. And I think that's what she's trying to do, because it's like, okay, I'm a martyr. The left has done this to me. And then, she'll make probably even more money with, people subscribing to her, and like Alex Jones did. Okay. But then there's a rabbi out there who's upset with some of the commentary that she's been doing. I want to play a clip of that, and then I'm going to come back.
Candace Owens is spiraling out of control. We're going to watch a few clips from her latest podcast. This is tragic for her. It's tragic for all of her followers. And the one she's interviewing, Tristan Tate, which really doesn't add to the credibility of her comments here. Let's take a watch over here.
I've always been a big history buff. And when I was 19, 20, 21, I was still traveling the world a little bit. And then I realized that every single country has their own version of World War II history. Every single country is different, even all the ones that we're supposed to agree with. Every country is different. France teaches that, the French resistance overthrew the Nazis and they never really surrendered because the French were still fighting and they won the war even though they surrendered. Poland obviously lost epically to both sides. However, the Polish are taught that it was the Polish men who stood up and blah, blah, blah. The Russian actually version of World War II is the most accurate that can be taught, because they talk about all the major fighting and all the heavy lifting essentially to defeat the Germans was done by them and all the blood was spilled by them. They're kind of correct. But as a young man, when I was reading all these different versions of World War II history and what we were taught, you know what the Germans are taught? Do you know German World War II history if you're in school in Germany? German World War II history is as follows. Some evil people took over our country. Handful of people, wasn't us. Very small handful of people took over our country. And the German resistance movement, along with the Allies, got rid of the evil people. So every country has a different history. And as a young man, I was like, well, this can't all be true. So that's when I started digging into it and understanding World War II history in a way that if I spoke it vocally in public and I had an audience, I'd get put in jail. But by all means, whatever country you're from, please look into this, because it's different in every country for a reason, because it suits their particular narrative. So what's the actual truth? Right. The truth is none of the countries who won teach an accurate version of World War II history. None of the countries who won teach the actual reasons why the war happened. None of the countries who won teach the aftermath and, what happened because the war was won by the people who won. So it's a rabbit hole that you are digging up publicly, and I'll see you in jail.
Well, because it just takes one seed of doubt. And so for me, having watched the documentary, my jaw on the floor, even learning, and I think this is really why the press attacked me, that so many of the people who executed those crimes were then protected by the state of Israel.
Absolutely.
That's already an existential crisis for the allied union between Israel and America. If Americans start waking up and going, wait a second, why would you guys be protecting people who, Solomon Morel, who executed these crimes against Germans, and you refused to extradite him when they actually wanted to prosecute him for his crimes? That doesn't really make sense. We were told, like, you especially should have a reaction to people that are committing a genocide against people for no reason.
Surely.
Then you go, okay, well, that's weird.
But then here is the situation, all right? So the Jewish community, they're clapping back. As you know, they don't take any form of disrespect. Anytime they see that, they're going to talk about that. But I want you to look at this on X, okay? It's just interesting. I don't recall anyone getting this triggered when Candace was dunking on blacks. And Candace Owens says this: no, that was always allowed and encouraged. Our good brother, the Black Authority, he responded to this in kind. So Candace finally admits she was allowed and encouraged to attack black people, which she gleefully did, but was punished for even halfway speaking on Jewish people. This is what all the media bootlegs in bed are doing. She's the one that finally said it. Okay, let me talk about this, because obviously this is something that we know towards our community. It has been confirmed by Candace Owens. Again, like I said, the Daily Wire is anti-black, and we know this. I know that this is going to make a lot of us upset. A lot of us are going to want to talk down on the Daily Wire and all that, and I get it, right? All of the Daily Wire deserves what they're going to get. Here's what I want to tell the black community in America. Here is our time to work together, man, and start supporting each other. I had the opportunity to look at this documentary about Mound Bayou, Mississippi. All right, and I know that some of you brothers have alerted me, especially brother SPK, that we have some black farmers that got $2 billion in forms of reparations payments, if you want to call it that, for, you know, basically the government discriminated against them. But I was just looking at the history of our people, you know, what was going on in French Louisiana, and what the African perspective was in New Orleans. I've been just like kind of gauging in our history, what was going on in Southwest Florida with the African American community and towns that were started there. And that sense of pride and that sense of belonging, that sense of coming together is what makes those communities strong and what made them strong. And the people that are out here against us are strong. They have strong communities. And see, if we start appreciating each other, and even if we don't know how to do that yet, we should at least try to start. Because it's obvious those people, many people out there, are against us. And it's not just one particular race or color, okay? It's a lot that's against the black community. But the biggest problem is the blacks, we are against ourselves. And I'm preaching this to all of the black men out there, especially the African-American man, is that the opportunities that you have right now is in your brother's pockets. You might not understand it right now, but all of the opportunities that black men have, we have it, that we can give it to each other. We just don't realize that we are each other's in futures employers. Like, look at you brothers right now, right? The things I'm able to do living in Africa, had it not be for the black man and being able to build an audience with you guys, I can't do what I do. But you're, as a community, have allowed me to do what I'm doing, so I can have what I have. So I don't need anybody else. Now I can find people, I can collaborate with people, I can bring somebody into the business, I can make my own friendships with black entrepreneurs, I can do it with black women, whoever, all over the black world, because of you. And then once we get our resources up, we can, then say, hey, listen, we don't want these other groups disrespecting us like that. Our historians and our people can come in and make other people be repentant for disrespecting our history. Isn't that what the Jewish people do with their rabbis? Their business people, shout out to Brother George, because he pointed this out, their business people forces people who betray them or talk down on them to visit their religious community. You got to go to the rabbis and get consulted on the Jewish history and go through those classes before you could ever be forgotten. And they take your job from you, because that's how communities work. They spend their money with their own group. And that is what would help the black community. But the reason why we can't do that is because we don't know our power. And that's why we continuously get disrespected. If we knew our power, we would be mad about this. But we said, well, okay, you know what? We know who we are as a group. So here's what we gonna do in response. But we in no position to really respond in the way that we need to, because first of all, we don't know ourselves. Okay, we don't know ourselves. We don't know our community. We don't know what our community can do. All right, we don't have any real belief in our people, and that's why we are out here suffering in the way that we are suffering. This is the reason why we suffer in the way that we do. And so we need to get out of that. And then these people like Candace Owens, they could talk down on you all day, but you know who they can't talk down on to? The Jewish people. They don't get rid of them. They don't mind other groups. Hey, you want to talk down on the blacks? Go ahead on, talk down on the blacks. But you know who you won't be talking down on? Us. You see? And she said it was encouraged at the Daily Wire. I believe it, because nobody would hire Candace Owens who is not anti-black. A lot of black conservatives are like that. They can't get on unless you're talking down on blacks. Now, the mistake that they made is because now she's emboldened to talk on you, because you thought that she wasn't gonna turn on y'all. That's what the Daily Wire thought. Now she's so emboldened, she's gonna come after everyone. The blacks ain't enough. That's what Myron and Fresh, a lot of those red pill guys, those conservative guys, it ain't just talking about the blacks. No. It's like a drug. They gotta go out there and talk about everybody. So now she's talking about them. And she admitted what they said. The blacks have to be understandably upset, but understand we got so much opportunity and so much work to do that if we start working together, it's not gonna be easy. It's gonna be problematic, but we got a great shot to do something so amazing. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy Zaddy Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. Pretty sure for all of you, subscribe to the bell. We're out.